I'm just going to say again, in the meantime, why these people keep breaking the same privacy and confidentiality laws that they have just done so for 9 years, even though they've been told by me since 2016 to fuck off. They've got wrong information. The same organisations that were like, oh, we can't look after himself. Oh, because wasn't Giovanni his carer? I'm telling you now, I'm telling you now, Giovanni better go to jail for the fraud he committed. I love when he comes and says, oh, whatever I did it to help us. I'm like, no, you didn't. You did it to help you scamming piece of shit, lying about me behind my back, which is what he did do. Lying about me behind my back to all these organisations so he could get ahead. So, no, you didn't. And helped me. Hindered my entire fucking life. I've just had the biggest hell for 9 years in my entire life, so don't fucking start. I'm still putting up with the same fucking people, groups and organisations that were told by me in 2016 to fuck off. In 2016, they were told to fuck off, and you know, every time I've complained to police about it, they're like, we don't have a formal statement. I'm like, because you won't take one. So what I've started doing is I started emailing detectives all the information, and then I'm like, right, there's your formal statement. You don't go on it, I'm emailing this to the Law Enforcement Conduct Commission. You were told by me back in 2015 this was wrong information I was lied about. You were told by me to ignore it. Organisations were told by me to fuck off several times. That's wrong information. I've told the truth for 9 years. Meanwhile, you've got little scammers manipulating organisations to get what they want. One, to shut me up because of information I've known about them, like Belinda Jeffries. Two, for Giovanni to cover up the fact that he frauded the system. Okay, I never knew Giovanni back when I was mugged. I met him afterwards. Okay, he pretended he was a carer and then he forged my signature. So the guy should be going to jail for fraud and forgery. Then you've got my mother manipulating lies so she could get what she wanted. But I am the only person sitting back telling the fucking truth. I'm not putting up with this shit. I'm not going to put up with it. And you people they got the shits with me because I'm reacting. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? You were told since 2016 to fuck off. Oh, let's spy on someone's social media and use that as reliable source. It's not reliable source, it's social media. You idiot. This has gone on for fucking years. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm fed up with it, and they owe me the fucking damages that's caused me, which means my savings, my assets, my belongings, and I don't want to hear what my mother's little scamming mouth lies have said again. Because as I've said, her and her fucking sisters and their little scam, their bullshit doesn't actually match documented facts. I have been put under duress continuously, tortured for 9 years. It's torture. It's torture having my entire life tortured for 9 years. Oh, I love Heidi Jones' little fucking stunt bullshit. Excuse me. You moved here and started involving yourself into my life. Thanks very much. You come and spoke with me when I'm out in the park walking my dog and go, oh, what trauma do you have about where your mother lives? I'm like, I don't have trauma to do with that. She moved there from Sydney with her second husband. It's nothing to do with me. But I want to know how the fuck that bitch got the information. Probably was this from Giovanni? Again, because I'm sick of Giovanni's scam since I met the guy. He only gets away with it because my mother and my mother's sisters. And that's what's pissed me off. I can't wait to move. I want the last 9 years to be seen exactly what it should be as a criminal matter. And she did. I had the same shit in 2017 with Michael Long from Tamworth. I had the same shit with Deb Mears in 2017 from Tamworth. The same shit. So we're not talking about one-off things. We're talking about continuous since 2015. That's pissed me off. I am so sick and tired of it. Giovanni Craig Consalvo did commit fraud and he did commit forgery. He's not moving back in here. He's getting arrested for fraud and forgery, like he should have been back in 2016. Those groups and organisations that got involved and were told by me, you've got wrong information, you're being lied to by, being lied about by me. They were told in 2016, they kept going. You can pay me what it's cost me. Disrupting my life continuously for 9 years since 2015, it's been a disruption to my life. I don't care what these arseholes come at me with. You deliberately disrupted my life for 9 years, completely destroyed it, put everything that I had planned on hold. And I came back to Australia to resolve it and restore my credibility. And you've just continuously disrupted my life to whatever I'm trying to do in my life. You are disrupting it. That's the thing. This went on for 9 years. And that's made me furious. That's made me furious with the government departments that let it go on for 9 years instead of saying, right, you're harassing Justin, but you should be harassing the organisations that harass you, Justin. That's gone on, and these organisations were told by me in 2016. I'm done. I'm exhausted. You've allowed my mother's family, other family members to come near my area of residence. No one comes in my area of residence for me. I don't invite people in to my life unless I want them in here. I often ask people, you want to go for a coffee with me? Sure, go for a coffee. I don't do communities. Thank you very much. I would never be a community person. I've lived most of my life in a city and happily lived in a city where there is no communities because there is mass city living where it's relaxing. I find it relaxing because there's no Karens. There's no prying. There's no nosiness. And most people, which what I used to love about Sydney is that people who don't cause the trouble in Sydney, they actually are from Sydney. The people who do cause the trouble, they're not from Sydney. They're from country areas. They're from Adelaide. They're from other areas. I'm born and raised in Sydney, whether my mother wants to scam her little shit or not. I'm born and raised in the suburbs, but I've actually spent most of my life in the city. Where my mother lives now, I only barely lived there for 6 years because she moved there with her second husband. That's it. She moved there with her second husband. But Heidi Jones did ask me in the park. And I'm sorry, I'm getting sick of this. And I don't mean disrespectful to her or her husband. But why are you asking me for something that I've never brought up to you? Where'd you get your information from? And because this is not the first time. And what is it your business? Why is people, again, confidentiality laws, privacy laws, prying laws? You're making things your business when my life is none of your business. You involved yourself. And it's none of these people's business. My life was perfect before the little lies were said in 2015 and 2016 and continued. And I've continuously said, these are bullshit lies said about me. And if I had been listened to in 2015 when I said, I just confronted Giovanni about forging my signature. So whatever he has to say, he's just covering his own ass because he knows now that I know he's forged my signature. There we go, simple. So it's a deliberate disruption to my life for people to cover up, and people end up getting involved after that incident happened and then got involved. I'm like, so now you're covering up the fact that you got involved. When you're told to not get involved and you're told to mind your own business and you were told to fuck off. And then you harass my life, then you lie about me and you cause damage to my life continuously for 9 years, but then you want to play the victim. I love how all these people play the victim. Now, I happily lived my life in the city for most of my life, okay? Happily. I haven't lived in the suburbs for about 20 odd years, okay? Haven't. It's changed. I don't care. Okay? If I have to go back to the suburbs to have some peace, to get away from this. These people aren't Sydney people. These people are freaking people that should be in the country town. I'm a Sydney person that's always lived happily in the city until this started. Now, if I have to go back to the suburbs to get away from it and actually have quality of life, then so be it, I will. But this is no quality of life for 9 years continuously. I don't care anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm not going to be nice to these people that disrupted my life deliberately for 9 years. It was them who took it upon themselves, like Deb Mears and Michael Long and all these other fuckwits that involved themselves into my life. And let me tell you, my twin sister has been told too many times. I love when she twisted things like what my mother would do. And I'm like, wait a minute. I never told you that I was dying of anything. You got that. This is when that little scumbag Brett Aikenhead said bullshit in 2015. And then Stephanie DeSalis was telling people he's going, like Stephanie DeSalis did. This Facebook stalker told people that I was dying of AIDS. I'm moving to America because I'm dying of AIDS. She did. She actually did. She was telling me, and I'm like, are you insane? Like, these people are nuts. These are stories that are lies that have disrupted my life. That is not true. It's a lie for some psychopath people to involve themselves into my life. And it's not true. And I turned around and said it's not true. And I actually told the police and said, Stephanie DeSalis just broke privacy laws. This is a criminal offence. You're supposed to be arresting Stephanie DeSalis, but they didn't arrest her. They didn't arrest her in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. They haven't arrested her to date. And I turned around and told everybody, don't contact that Stephanie DeSalis back. We're not friends. We've never been friends. Okay? Stephanie DeSalis stalked me on social media. Okay? She was told to fuck off. Otherwise, we'll call the police on her back in 2006. I only met her in late 2004 when I was getting a coffee one day. We're not friends. Okay? I'm sick of this shit. When police don't do their job because they don't want to arrest women. Or, I love what they said, oh, but you know her. I'm like, I know of her. Yeah, I met her, but I met people on a daily basis. So, if they still did the whole stalking, harassment and so forth as well, you're not going to arrest people? Oh, that's right, I forgot. We're going down this leftist bullshit now that woke, where you're only going to go after people for assault or something where you can revenue raise to push your own agenda. Which, so you're basically making up stories to push a narrative and agenda, and you're not going to arrest people that are breaking the law, which is your job, to uphold the law. I'm done. I can't wait for a better government to be in that actually does their job.